Okay, so thank you very much, everybody who is here with me. This is a quick session. We just want to show you something. All right. 6 months ago, I heard about this, but kind of pushed it aside. But over time, they've really upped their game, and they have something that deserves our attention. All right. They have something that deserves our attention. This is about trade automation. Trade automation that can deliver 10, 15% to 30%. It can even deliver 100% if you activate manual trading at your own leisure. All right. I've been looking at this for almost 2 weeks, creating an account and been monitoring it. They were doing some maintenance at the point, so some of my trades were not really producing as much results. But I still been able to see some fantastic growth. So let's look at it in a moment. I'll share my screen and look at my own account. So what if your money worked for you day and night without it ever leaving your account? Okay. That's what we're here to talk about. 24 by 7 trading when your money remains in your Binance or Bybit account. Other exchanges are being added. Well, you and me know that the time when we can have the greatest comfort and confidence is when your money is in your exchange account. However, the challenge has been that many bots have been kindergarten bots and they only execute with floating losses. So those floating losses are the pain points that made, the experience of your money being in your control something that is actually negative because your money is in your control and you're having minus 90%. What if you had a bot that actually executes with stop loss? All right. A bot that automatically trades both spot and futures. Now we're focusing on the future side because that's the bot is good to go on that, and it's worth your attention. All right. So what if that happens? All right. So we all know these stories. I don't want to bore us with these stories about all of this. Uh, Money has evolved. Okay, money has evolved. All right, money has evolved. This is the slides of the company. All right, and right now this slide is just telling you that we have Binance and Bybit. This is where your money will reside. That is very important for you to know. And I dropped this meeting for most of the members of Goodbye to Floating Loss. I had to drop it there because you are traders. So while you are trading yourself, sometimes you are so busy, you need some automation on your trading. And this system gives you that level of automation. Okay. So like I said earlier, we're focusing on the futures. Now, these futures, it does more of 3x, 4x. But when I trade manually, I can do 20x. But I do that on only the top solid coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Doge, ADA, just those top coins. And if I want to trade manually, I focus on those and I leave all those other pump and dump coins. Okay. So that's the beauty of this. And I'm just running through the slides, see if there's something I want to talk about. Okay. All right. So it's 24 by 7 automatic. So meet the CryptoFlow bot. CryptoFlow bot. It's looking interesting. It's looking interesting. And this session is not to hype any tool, but to tell you that while your money is in your control in your account, it can grow automatically. All right. This technology follows strict rules and is very easy to use. Don't have to press too many buttons. Okay. And it's so easy. There's a kill switch if you want to kill it. All right. It's a fantastic app. All right. And all the trades are visible. And remember, the trading is happening in your exchange. So where's your capital? In your Binance or Bybit account. Where's your profit? In your Binance or Bybit account. All right. In a moment, I'm going to show you my own $1,000 trading testing for like a week or so. All right. Please take note. The money never leaves your account. You're in control. All right. And that's for me, it's one of the greatest selling points that we've always loved. Now, CryptoFlow bot is trading with your money in your control without floating loss. Okay. trading with your money in your control without floating loss. And what I want to tell you right now is it's fully hands-free. It's 100% hands-free. Okay. Yes, you can decide to take some manual trades sometimes, but it's 100% hands-free. Okay, and these are just some screenshots stating that. Who wants hands-free trading? Let me find out. If you want hands-free trading, just type two in the chat box. I just want to have an idea. Do you prefer the technical, the difficult one by yourself, or do you prefer the hands-free one? Yeah, let's see. How many of us prefer the hands-free trading? I train people to do to trade, but this bot helps you. You can still love your hands-on method, but the hands-free can give you 10, 15%, 20% sometimes. All right. Now, even the hard days are handled. I've seen this bot trade a couple of bad days, and honestly, it's a good bot. And we're going to be monitoring it. It's a fantastic system. All right. So this is for complete beginners. This technology is for complete beginners. I tell you for a fact, you're going to see it in a moment. Complete beginners can thrive here. Now, busy people can thrive here because I've been so busy over the last 24, 48 hours. I've not had time to press any button and the system is working. All right. Now, experienced traders can thrive here because you have the manual option to take your trades and it's super easy. All right. And that's what makes it so interesting. Do you know that the capital you can put in here can be just, you can start with $50 because we're trading futures, right? So you can try with the capital of $50. But I always encourage people come in with $1,000 because we want you to make money and benefit from the system. All right. Come in with $1,000 and really change your life. But of course, you can start with $100 or $50 and test the system. All right. Now, this is a summary of it all. Okay. The subscription for a year is $120. And the fuel, you can put $10 if you're trading with small money. But of course, remember, if you're trading with bigger money, you want to put in some, I have about $80 as my fuel fee. And it doesn't even take so much. I've not even asked how much it takes, but it's just pretty much normal. Minimum trading capital is $50. Yeah. So there they answered the question some people might be asking is what's the minimal trading capital. So that's it there, $50. So total startup is $180. Okay. The 120 works for, yeah, that's if you want to break it down. Okay. A winning trade worked out. Bot closes $50 profits, $40 stays yours, $10 fuels the system. All right. When there are trade losses, you are charged nothing. Interesting. 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 Woo! When there are trade losses, you are charged nothing. Interesting. Okay. Um, capital never leaves your exchange, blah, 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 blah. We all know these ones. Okay. So if you permit me, I'm just gonna um share my screen and show you from just let me call up my bot and showcase. Okay. Let me share from my other system. So I'm joining this meeting from another device. Recording in progress. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing from here. And I'm going to... so this session is not really so much of a, a sales session. It's just a relaxed chat. Trying to... just start share. Okay. All right. So Like I said, this is the CryptoFlow bot. You can see what date did I activate? It's just not too long ago. Let me see my trades. Let me check my trades. Where are my trades? Okay, at the bottom here, you see trades. Let me go to the ones that have been closed. Okay, the date is not here. I'm trying to get, let me go to my earnings. I'm trying to get an idea of when I started this trading. July 31. Yeah, okay. So this is since July 31 and that's a week plus. Yeah, a week plus. Now, $1,000 put into CryptoFlow and trading most of the time um on manual. Okay, so look at this and let's run through this manually or one by one. July 31, $0.49 was made. I think I just set it up and I just didn't even know what I was doing. Maybe I tested a trade. This trade was INJ USDT. Look at it, it was 3x. Okay, the price moved from 4.834 to 4.7 thereabouts. Okay, but that's a figure gotten. Then on the second, how much was made? Oh, there were a couple of trades done by the bot on the second. You can see at the top, it was $11.9 that was made. Now, that $11.9, you can see that there was a Solana trade that was 20x. If you see 20x, that's me trading manually. Okay. So this was like the second day. I was still trying to test the settings. I think I was testing. I think at that time I was saying take trades with bigger capital, maybe like $200. No, I had to change it later to say do $100 trades so I can take 10 trades for me. And that's where the trading improved. So I was still trying to play around with this bot at that time. So you can see I did a manual one and I made $10 in one trade. And that was a super fast trade, right? Now, if I had a lot of time the last 1 week and I was trading aggressively, imagine making $10, every day or thereabouts. You realize that some money would have been made. Matthew say no sound. Matthew, check your uh am I audible? Can somebody hear me? Let's confirm that I'm audible. Matthew says no sound.
You're audible, coach.
All right, thank you. So Matthew, go check your network. So this is the data for the second, all right? $11.9 made. One manual trade. I was so busy, I didn't have time to trade, but I just took one random trade. And it's so easy to do the manual trading thing. I'll show you in a moment. So easy, and it's going to come out profitable. And this was like 0.5%, all right? Because I'm using 20x. Now you might be scared. 20x. Now the interesting thing is that these bots, when you trade the stable coins, the ones that when I say stable coin, I mean the ones that are reliable. Yeah, you are good to go. You're not going to have that kind of wipeout. All right, so this is for the second. Now I'm going to click on the third. And on the third, you can see it was $1.93. Remember, this was the early stage. I hadn't even gotten the setting right. All right, we can see the automatic trading going on. These trades are 3x, 3x, 5x, no 20x. If you see 20x, likely it was me. All right, so we'll go to the fourth, and it doesn't trade with all your money, just trades with little. On the fourth, you can see 120x, which was Ethereum, and that was me. Now look at that 20x, it just gave me $1.4. All right, then there was another 20x Ethereum that gave me $9.71. All right, so those two trades were big trades, and of course, at this point, I hadn't gotten the autopilot settings, that smoothly. So I'm going to the fifth day. So this is day 5, right? Now, day 5 here, what do we see? Okay, there's still 120x there, but the 20x, I think this was when I think I just closed this one and I didn't really I was just trying to play around with the bot. But bottom line is that with no big trade results, all of this is autopilot. I have switched to $1,000 trade with $100. I switched to that mode. So it was trading, kind of more aggressively. And you can see it made $6.34 on the 5th. So let's see on the 6th. The capital here is $1,000. Yeah. Now on the 6th, you can see that it made $5.4. This is autopilot. Yeah, I think I tried to do one of the 20x there, but it gave just $1. I think the system was doing some maintenance work, so basically it was just autopilot trading that gave this $5. So if you're a busy person, you can actually create some results. And this is today. I think on the 7th, really no trading, but today, what has it made? It has made $8. So I think at the end of the day, to summarize what the $8 is. And today I didn't have time to look at any over the last 24 hours. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't look at anything. I didn't do any manual trading. So this $8 is pure trading. What I will tell you is this is not a money doubling scheme. It behaves according to the market movement. If the market is not moving so smoothly, it might look like, oh, it's not pumping as much as you want. But when the market begins to move, it gives you some more results. All right, so that's at the top there. You see a quick summary of the various coins that are traded and all that. All right, and but here's what I want you to know: the win rate is 98%. All right, 98%. The win rate is high for this bot, and the market has been anyhow choppy sideways with all the stop loss it's using. It's not using stop loss. Why? Because it uses smart money concepts. It uses smart money concept and some strategies built into it that you would not see any huge negative floating losses. See, floating loss is over. And that was the problem we had with, the former bot we're using. That was a kindergarten bot. Um, that you just be in the spot market and be waiting for 8 months for your trade to get to profit. This bot executes with stop loss, and that's why I love the futures. Just stick with the futures. All right. Um, 40 trades have been closed. I think it says 4 are on or something. 98% win rate. This is what I want to emphasize. This is another account that hasn't had time to take it seriously because of my pretty busy schedule for this last week and a lot of things going on. I haven't had the time to even sit down to trade a lot. And so this is mostly pure trading from autopilot. So that's it. All right. That's it. So if you look at the daily results, you can see you can literally be making $5 or $6 every day. You can be making $5 or $6 every day on autopilot, even if you have not put in effort to trade manually. If you put in effort to trade manually, you can make 100% in a very short time. Yeah. But what we are telling you here is 5 or 6% on autopilot. What does that mean? If you're doing $5, and let's just say for 30 days, you do that, that's going to give you $150. All right. Now, $150, that means you make it 15% with $1,000. This is me just testing with $1,000. Okay. So how much can you make with this bot in a month? 10 to 30. And if you're looking at the market has been very boring. The market has been extremely boring in the last few days. All right. And despite that boring market, the bot is able to churn these out. All right. So let me go to trades. Let's see the trades that are on. All right. So right now you can see I have cake. This is an autopilot trade. You can see it's just 5x. It does advanced risk management. It decides, do I do 5x on this trade or do I do 3x? It's intelligent enough to operate based on one of the strategies, what it sees in the market. So it did 5x on cake. See, auto, all right? And it's already in green. We're already in green. If you tap on the arrow pointing down here, you might get more details about the trade. Now look at the trade's details. This I'm doing $1,000, yeah, and it's trading with $74 right now. You can see the entry. Now look at the stop loss. Look at the take profit one. There's take profit one, there's take profit two, and there's take profit three. Then there's trailing stop. So that as you move up, it moves up its stop loss at the same time. So that you don't really get to lose in case the market goes against you. At least since you were profitable, instead of ending with a loss, it rather ends with very small profits instead of ending with a loss. So that's one of the powerful things you're going to see here. We are introducing you to a bot that uses stop losses and that automates trading. This is this is not a kindergarten bot. Okay, this is not a kindergarten bot. This is actually a bot that does some level of automation on your trading capabilities, and that makes a lot of sense. All right, now look at the next trade there, which is ZEC. ZEC is also running. If you drop down that arrow on the right, you can see the stop loss TP1, TP2, TP3, dollar cost averaging. So there's dollar cost averaging here, but it's smart DCA. All right, still with the stop loss. Okay, still with the stop loss. All right. So you can also see the time. I think that's the time the trade has been on. ZEC has been on for 3 hours, 38 minutes. Kick has been on for 8 minutes now. So you can see, we can scroll down to Doge. You can see if I click on the arrow for Doge, you'll be able to see that Doge has been on for 10 hours. Okay. And it has hit TP1. Oh, interesting. Doge has hit TP1 and is proceeding to TP2. And of course, its stop loss will be adjusted to make sure it doesn't take you to the red again. That's the beauty of this. If you go to Algo, the Algo trade has been on for 1 day, 8 hours. So this is real trading. Now it's a negative. Negative what? Minus 1%. Okay, now this is futures. It's using 3x. Okay, this is 3x. So you can imagine that this is actually 0 point something percent. Right, that's the beauty of this. And it's been on for 1 day, 8 hours. It's not minus 20. It's not minus 10. That's the bot's entry. It's actually very sweet. All right. I'm just going to call it that. It's very sweet. And before you know it, this algo will turn to something positive. And now let's look at dot. Just remember that arrow pointing down that I clicked on, the X there, if you click on that X, it closes the trade. So you don't want to click on X because X will close the trade. So if it's a trade at loss, yeah, that will end the trade. So you can see 1 day, 8 hours, I'll go. Let's go to dot. Dot has been running for, trying to resize my view here. Okay, dot has been running for 3 days and 8 hours. Okay, but look at it. What's the negative? The negative on dot is very minimal, 2.4. And this is a 3x trade. So you can be sure it's actually less than that. All right. And then you have TRX. TRX has been running like for a long time now. What's TRX? 4 days. Why is TRX running for 4 days? Because the market has been slow. But despite that slow market movement, hey, the system keeps generating results. That's it. The system keeps generating results. Okay, so what I would suggest, I'll go to settings the moment. So that's how this bot works. So if you're comfortable making 10%, 15%, 20% to 30% monthly on autopilot, then you need to just get on board for CryptoFlow. You don't have to do anything, just let it do its thing. All right. That's the beauty of it. And if you want to do manual trading, of course you can. Yeah, max some money there and get it done. Okay. Now this is the home screen. And so remember, like I said, at the top there you can see 545. I clicked on the future side. Okay. So 545 is exactly when I click on futures and to be trading those futures. Is the capital free in my futures section of my exchange? So it's trading with 555. Okay. And it has released these other ones as capital. Before you know it, to go pick them up again and trade. All of this is happening in your exchange, all right? It's not happening on any platform. The only money you are sending to CryptoFlow is the money for the bot, $120 for a year, and then the gas fee. That's all you're sending to CryptoFlow. All right, so you can see win rate is the win rate is super high. Um, days has been 7 days, yeah. Like I said, 7 days thereabout of trading. Currently 6 active trades or thereabout. Total trades 40. Custom hands-on running strategy. So there's a strategy section. If you look at the screen there, there's strategy. If I click on that strategy, the strategy button is actually below the green button. All right. And that's where you want to go to set your strategy. When you click on it, it opens to, so me, I'm on this profile, all right, steady flow. You can switch profile if you want, because I want to be doing some manual trading. But if you want to be fully into pure, you can switch profile to that other mode. But for me, I'm on this, I'm fine with it. Okay. And I'm focused on futures. So futures is highlighted there. My balance in futures right now is this. So the remaining part of the $1,000 is actually in trading. So this is the USDT balance. Um, so the mode I chose, remember I told you I was playing around. Okay, I was playing around with it. Initially, I was doing 200 per trade. But you can see 200 per trade means all right, so let me explain this way. $100 per trade means you can take 10 trades with $1,000. So even though it says maximum 5 trades, it's saying maximum 5 trades because of the USDT balance it is seeing currently as 545. Okay. So but I know it's $1,000 there. So anytime you to just be looking, once there's money to just take go trade, you know. So that's how you set it. So if you have $1,000, I will recommend that you don't bother doing $200. Mm. If you do $200, you might be talking about 5 trades. So what if the market is slow on those 3 or 4 coins out of the five? So you want to just use the $100 option, let it have more trades to trade. But if you are trading with, let's say, $2,000, yes, I could choose $200 per trade. In other words, I just want to have like 10 trades. So it makes more sense having like 10 trades, like ability to run 10 trades. It might even take more than that 10, but basically, ability to run 10 trades. So this is a very important part of, and just tapping on it activates it too. Okay, just tapping on it. So if you're getting started with $1,000, I recommend you choose $100 so I can just take 10 trades on your behalf on autopilot. Okay, and if you have $50,000, then you can decide, okay, I want 10 trades. What would you do? All right, you can choose $500 per trade, or you choose $300 per trade, or $200 per trade, but then you have a lot of trades. Okay. Why are the other ones grayed out? The other ones are grayed out right now because it's only seeing 545 instead of 1,000. So it looks like it grayed out the rest. You understand? But if you're starting afresh, you see the exact figure, compatible with your deposits. If you're just starting afresh with $1,000, for example, yeah, then this $1,000 option here would have been activated. And then if you want to trade one coin, $1,000 alone, then you do that. But hey, $1,000, go for 10 coins and let the bot trade for you. All right. So now as you scroll down, you want to be able to trade long and short. So I turned on long and short. Okay. I don't you might want to say you want to trade only short, but hey, come on, I want to trade both long and short. Okay. And it does smart dollar cost averaging. Okay. And yeah. I don't keep on this custom bot trading. I like to keep it on just to make sure I can decide to trade some manual trades along the line. So that is the trade configuration section. That's how easy it is. So just know how much is appearing on your futures dashboard. Click on the strategy partitions. If it's $5,000, you can click on $500 per trade, have 10 trades. That's it. It's done. You walk away, do nothing, and then scroll to the bottom and click on all these things: long, short, smart dollar cost averaging, and custom bot running on. That's it. You're good to go. All right. That's all there is to go. It will start picking the trade by itself, generating the profits by itself, and that's fantastic. So why do we need this? I mean, I had to study this for a week plus. I've heard about it 6 months ago, but hey, come on, with all the experience of bots, you wanted to be careful. This is actually a powerful system, and it automates your trading while using stop loss. And despite the stop loss, you see it has lots of sources. All right. So you have the signal section of the bot. You can see right there in the middle, there's signals. You can manually trade signals. So now I have $150. I'm just going to take a quick, let's say you want to do signal trading. Okay. What's the first thing you do? Let me go back to my home screen. Let's say you want to trade manually. Let's take manually now. What are you going to do? You're going to look at it. Look at this chart. What's happening mostly? You have mostly green. So it looks like we are in an uptrend. If you are pointing sideways or downwards. So I have that in mind. Then I click on signals. Now, when I go to signals, I tap on long. How many? Oh, there are lots of signals on long. Yeah. Okay, good. Then I tap on short. It doesn't have any signal on short. So it's just telling me automatically the market is moving upwards. All right. The market seems to be generally in an uptrend. I have not looked at trading view, and I'm not really bothered about looking at trading view. So I'm just going to there are 5 coins or 6 you want to trade. There are BTC. If you want to do manual trading, stick with these coins. Don't do any other one. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, ADA. Then maybe Doge. Okay. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, these coins will hardly crash by 60% they will hardly crash overnight that way. All right. So I'm just going to look for a long. All right. And I'm not going to take any signal from here. All these coins are crazy coins. I'm not bothering about this. Remember, if you're trading manually, just look at the general markets from the signal section. It's pointing up. So market bias is up. I go to Ethereum. Ethereum is showing up. I click on Ethereum. I don't know if Ethereum is one of my trades running, but hey, I love this. So it's pointing up, but it has pulled back. Interesting. So I just at the top there, on the top, you're gonna see new trade. There's a button on the top there, new trade with a plus sign. So I'm just gonna click on that new trade. All right. I know I have $500, but I'm just gonna take 150. That's what I've been doing for manual trades. Those trades you see that got $10, it was manual trading with $150 that made $10. If you see $8, $10, it was just 150 I've been playing with. All right. So of course I'm binded to the exchange there. Now you see there's scalp, there's swing, there's safe, and there's what's the other one? Degem or what? Just use swing. Okay. Scalping is very tight stop loss, so you might hit a lot of stop loss. So you want to just use swing option. So you click on swing. Now when you click on swing, um, of course long is activated. All right, long is activated. Then I scroll down. Of course, I know future is activated. Okay. So I just double clicked on that features to be sure. Then I scroll. Uh, I love to do 20x. So it has a memory of the 20x I always do. So it has that memory. If you want to pull this up to this point, it's fine. But I could just tap on it. Gives me 20x I need. All right. Now with the 20x I am doing, here I can type the figure. I have 500 something free, but I just want to take 150, which is what I've been doing. Just to show people, the reason I take 150 is I want to show you results with small figures. If I want to just create some impact, I could decide to use $1,000 and to generate maybe 10 times more. But we're just interested in we're not crazy about making all the money in one go. We want to apply risk management, right? We want to apply risk management. So with $150 at 20x, yes, I did 20x, right? Mm-hmm. And now go down. Now this is important part, risk management. You can see TP1 is saying 3%. I am not interested in 3%. This is where I will set 0.5%. But so let me just set 0.6 or 0 points. Just say 0 points. You can use 0.9. I've been using 0. You can use 0.5. I've been using 0.5 for a long time. But let me just do 0.8. Now, TP1, I'm going to just do 1.5. That's TP2 rather. Now, TP3, I can decide to do 2%. Okay. Now, stop loss is turned on because I want to use stop loss. Okay. Yeah. That means, so leave this, everything the way it is. Fix to reward. Yeah. Smart exit is on. Smart DCA. If you want to, but I'm not bothered about any smart DCA because it's manual trading. All right. And click on the long order when it goes green. So this is summary. You can take a screenshot of this when you're starting. All right. And taking that screenshot, you can review your trade statistics later and confirm long entry for it. This is a manual trading. Now, I don't know what is going to come out of this trade. I don't know what to give, but I'm just taking it, right? This is what it takes to do manual. And it's taking it a long time because I'm trying to crack it, explain it while doing it. So that's all there is for the manual. You can see Ethereum is right there on the top and it's 20x manual. Okay. And you can go to the chart, click on the down arrow and review anything you want to review. All right. And monitor it. So that's the manual way of trading. Once that one executes, I do another one. Remember, there's $1,000 in this account, and I'm just taking 150 to do whatever I want to do. Hey, that's fine. You know, once the trade executes, drops, it's not going to trade more than the money they bought. So what I suggest to people is, as you're trading with futures, don't worry too much about compounding. The bot might have a compound interest function, but don't worry about compounding. Just risk management. When you're making profits, go to your exchange and do transfer it to your funding. Okay, just be keeping your profits out as you're making that profits. Okay, later if you want to bring it in, that's fine, but just be keeping some of your profit out. That way the cross margin will not affect any of your trading. So that's one of the beautiful things about this bot, and that's trade section. New trade section if you want to do that new trade thing. This profile, this team income, partner thing, whatever it is, you can do a lot of stuff here. We're going to be discussing more and more of this part as we go. So, but the bot is super easy to use, no hassles. If you want to get your link, click on invite. If you want to bind, click on API bind. Okay. If you want to see how much of your gas fee is remaining, there's assets there. So remember, you click on the assets there next to invite, below signals. Click on assets. So that's it. I have $83. Since I started trading, 1.47 has been taken. All right. And I've made about $47. I've made about $47.5 and $1.47 has been taken. So you can see it's pretty much okay. It's not a bad deal. Yeah. You can click on it and see the review of all the details if you want to knock yourself out on that side. So that's a very key important point. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing from here and just rush through to another part of my presentation, which is about the compensation plan. Okay. I'm just going to quickly share my screen on the laptop one more time, and then we run through the compensation plan. All right, so let me do this, and I'll come for question and answer in a bit. Okay. All right, so the compensation plan of this is simple, straightforward. All right, and I'm not going to go into too much details. It's V1 to V6. If you did the former bot we used, Royal Q bot, which we used many years ago, for 5 years, we were pushing it. This has the same thing, V1 to V6. That's it. Okay, and let's go right to it. Okay, this is just reviewing. It's just reviewing the same old, same old, same old. Okay, good. All right. So when you're a V1, you're a starter. You can just be trading for yourself. You don't need anybody's. You don't need to have team members. Yeah. But if you want to hit the V2 rank, which is called builder, you need to have trade directs, and you need to work with the trade directs to aggressively build a team of 20. Now, here's the interesting thing. Unlike the other bots, there was no team profit condition for hitting the rank. But here, even if you have a team of 20, you will not hit V2 builder rank. Even if you have three directs or you have a team of 20, you will not hit V2 builder rank until you have traded with your team has made profit with $500. So your team must be profitable. So you have to make sure people are setting the bot right, they're making that choosing the right denomination. So if a person is doing $1,000, you shouldn't go and be picking $500 and trading 2 coins. You should do $100, 10 coins. It's gonna work better for him, right? So you guide them better. All right. So once your team has that $500, then you can become a V2 builder. Now, a V3 is an achiever, and a V3 is somebody who has 5 directs, and his team has grown to 100 persons. Don't worry, it's doable. You build a team of 100 persons, and your team profit has grown to 2,000. That will mean you are a V3. Now, you need to have 3 V2s, okay? That's important. For you to be a V3, you need to have 3 V2s from the 3 working legs, one from each leg. And same thing for a V4 leader, you need to have 8 directs, um, V5 director, 12 direct, V6 executive, 20 direct. So um, you can decide to build could do 3 by 3 downwards, but remember, once you're a V2, you need to have 5. So you can start planning how to be V3. Your life starts changing from V3, V4. All right, we've seen this happen before. And this system trades, everybody's making money. So you're going to find out that it makes more sense. The gas fees are not too high, so it's more of channel towards you trading and everybody making money. All right. That's who they are. Um, this is just a breakdown of it all. Active users for the highest rank is $1,500. What I think about this bot is unlike the other kindergarten bot we use where people were not renewing, this one everybody's going to renew because everybody's making 10%, 15% a month. So they're going to renew. They're going to be fine with it. All right. And of course, uh, the conditions for team profits, is a criteria, not just the figure of people, number of people in your team. And as you go up, you need to lift up those 3 legs across the ranks. So your 3 working legs must contain 3 working builders, but the other legs can be the other 17 legs can be just people who are passive, not really building. And gradually you can achieve that. Okay. So that's the compensation plan in summary. The 4 pillars for ranking: active frontline. Pillar 2 is your total network, team profit volume, and leadership lineage. So just understand your 3 working legs. And so I'm not going to go into too much details of this. Okay. It's something we all know. And we can talk about these more and more as we go through more meetings. I'm going to be holding more meetings, but for now, I want people who are ready to activate their bots. I'm not ready to go all out aggressively right now, but people just need to know that, okay, now there's CryptoFlow, the automated bot that doesn't give you floating losses. No floating losses here, stop loss execution, and there's high percentage profitability trades here. All right. So that's the beauty of it. We're going to explain a lot of this other stuff as we put our eyes on them. So it's going to be an interesting thing as you know why we love the model where your money is in your control? Nobody can tell you stories about your money. Even if Binance gets hacked, your money is going to be safe, all right? And you'll be good to go, all right? So that's one of the reasons why we love this model where your money is your control. It makes it less stressful. Um, trying to explain to people what happened to their money. So that's why it's a model you want to also think about. Right. So of course, we're going to be showing all of these things, more and more as we go. So if you are a serious builder and you think you want to do this, we can do this. This is something we're just taking slow for now because we want to just see the results, the consistency. You can see that with $1,000, $47, almost $50 has been made in 1 week plus, um, with minimal manual trades. Right. So that's one of the beautiful things about this system, and you can close your trade anytime you want. So I did a manual trade. So before I go to bed, I'll check the percentage. By tomorrow morning, I'll come again. I'll check the percentage. You know what? At the end of the day, if I see $10, I can close the trade and say I'm done. I don't have to wait for the percentage I I typed in there, and that's the beauty of it. So thank you very much for spending your almost 1 hour here with me. And the goal is for you, if you're ready, just chat me up and let's get you started. If you've not started already with CryptoFlow, very affordable to start. Activate the bot with $120, extra $10 for gas fee. Then bind it to your Binance and let the money, the capital stays in your Binance. So if, for example, you wake up one morning and you say, I hate CryptoFlow, I don't love them. What can you do? You go to your Binance and delete the API. The power to disconnect from CryptoFlow is resident in your Binance account. When you want to create the API connection, you go to the Binance account API section and say create API. All right. So here you are really in control of your funds, and I think it's something we want to get back a couple of people too. For me, priority is my own capital. I'll be topping up here. I'm going to be topping up gradually $10,000 and higher. Okay. But I'll be doing it $1,000 at a time so that I can, see the movement of the bot, okay, and its results. Your capital stays in Binance. There are two exchanges right now, Binance and Bybit. Those are the two exchanges. But if I check the bots, there are more exchanges coming as they go. So it's a relatively very new bot. Your money stays in your control, and so far it works. So far it works. So if you're ready to get started, get back to whoever invited you here, or if I invited you, reach out to me, okay, or if you're in any of my groups. We have the structure in place and we're gonna be so you don't need more than 5. If you want to build, you don't need more than 5 direct. Build and get to V3. Okay, when you get to V3, you can now begin to think of, okay, I need more direct. So just locate your 3 working legs, people who want to work with you, locate those 3 legs. Then you can have an extra 2 people who they don't want to work, just put them there. You have your 5. So you are positioned for V3. Then focus on the 3 legs and push 5 by 5, 5 by 5. Um, Before the end of this month, I'll do a very short video that we can use to promote CryptoFlow. Because I think once we use this for a few weeks, it might be time to go haywire on it. So thank you very much for being a part of this. And I'm going to share this recording after this presentation so that we can also share with our friends.